still.
Oh, yeah, of course, yeah.
Oh, that's lovely. Ashley must have sent me a message, then he deleted it. I put dickhead, and then he said, "I'm having a shit, you wanker." I don't know why. It's lovely. Right, 3, 2, 1, then ready to go when you are, Will.
Okay, 3, 2, 1. Okay, hello guys, and welcome to another Football Central, where we'll be doing our roundup of all the Premier League games and FA Cup games so far. Yeah, there's been some great games. I think lots of talking points. So we will start with Leicester v Brighton. And Brighton, I have to say, is I've been really impressed with them because they just look like the break has really done them some good. They look really sharp. They look fit, and it's just rejuvenating them.
Do you want to introduce your co-host?
Oh gosh, sorry. Yes. Oh dear, this will be for a bloopers video. That bit. Right, joining me tonight is Sam Taylor. Hello, Sam.
Hello, Lightningboy on YouTube.
Thank you very much, Sam. And I'm also joined by JLIWheels.
Hello, Will. You alright?
I'm good. Right. So, what's your views on Brighton?
Thanks for remembering us, by the way.
Yes, that's all right. Yeah, sorry, I forgot. I can't believe I forgot to do that, but never mind. Let's continue on. So, yeah, Brighton have really impressed me. I think that they were coming into before the break. I think close to the bottom, but now I think they will be safe. They won't have to worry about relegation, I'm pretty sure. And what were your guys' views on the Brighton v Leicester game?
Well, I think just to start off with, we should say that the score was 0-0. And Brighton, was that the second game Brighton had played? It was, wasn't it?
Yes.
They beat Arsenal in the other one.
Yep.
So they've taken 4 points out of a possible 6, which down there is big, particularly when the games are running out. So if you can put a good run together now, I remember Wigan doing something similar like all the time, and Sunderland.
Yeah.
So maybe they're just good at escaping trouble. But I think Brighton deserve more credit than they get, because Graham Potter has only been there for just a year. Well, if you count of when he signed, then he's completely changed the playing style of Brighton, and I think that's with virtually the same players. So he's only had 2 transfer windows since he arrived, so he's virtually done it with the same players, and I think they've been impressive overall.
Yes, yeah. Jordan,
they don't score enough goals, but if they can add a goal scorer to go up.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, they've got Neil Maupay, of course, and when you have Glenn Murray to bring off the bench as well. So yeah, I mean, they've got some good talent in there, and obviously Lewis Dunk, a good defender.
And it's worth pointing out that the game was 0-0, and it wasn't the most entertaining game, but Brighton were away, and that Neil Maupay should have scored a penalty. Well, they got a penalty, and Kasper Schmeichel saved it quite comfortably. So Brighton could have very easily had 6 points out of 6, to be honest.
Yeah. Jordan, your views on that game?
My views are just, well, mainly Brighton have started well, like you said. Leicester have been quite poor, slow to the pace.
Yeah.
Should have scored, really. Poor penalty from Maupay. Not much you can say about
It
that.
was very poor. Yeah, I mean, any save is a good save, so take nothing away from Schmeichel, but he made it pretty easy.
Yeah. I'll read out, the stats for that game, if that's all right with you.
Yeah.
Okay, so Leicester 10 shots, Brighton had 7. Leicester only had 2 shots on target and Brighton only had 1, so that tells you not a great game overall, really. 66% possession, that was Leicester. 34% was Brighton. Leicester had 10 fouls, Brighton had 13 fouls. Leicester had 2 yellow cards, Brighton had 2 yellow cards. No red cards from both teams. No offsides, and 6 for Leicester in corners and 7 for Brighton. So yeah, that's the statistics.
I think it's worth...
Can I just make a point on that, Will?
Sure thing. Yeah,
The
you can.
fact that Leicester had no offsides,
Yeah,
the fact that Leicester had no offsides just showed how they struggled to get in behind Brighton's back line.
well, yeah, both teams had no offsides, mate, so...
No, but what I'm saying is Leicester are at the best when they get like the likes of Vardy and Iheanacho running, and then normally when they're playing well, have a couple of offsides against them, like going too early. But
Yes.
it just shows that Leicester struggled to get behind the back line.
Yes. Okay, ready to move on?
Yeah, I just wanted to say something else, which was...
Oh, yeah, that's fine.
with a lot of these games, and it should probably, it should start evening out as we carry on with the games. But with a lot of these games, it's very, both teams are having chances, and I feel like there have only been a few instances where there's been a really clear winner
Yeah.
within a game. I don't know whether anybody else wants to, back me up on that or.
Yeah, I mean, I just to change the subject just for a second. Northampton have taken the lead in the playoff final.
Oh,
against
okay.
Exeter.
I'm just...
So it's 1-0.
Oh, sorry, and just before we continue, we're live, so if you want to ask me, Sam, or JLIWheels, or Ben, when it comes in later, a question, then feel free to just drop it in the live chat, and yeah, we'd love to answer any question. Try and keep it to football, but if it's not, I suppose it's not the end of the world, but yeah, feel free if you want to do that.
Okay, next game was West Ham
Ryan
Tottenham.
Watson, for you Northampton fans out there, it was Ryan Watson with the goal. So just if you are Northampton based, then that was your goal scorer. Sorry guys, carry on.
Right.
The next game was Tottenham and West Ham.
Yep.
That featured a goal on his return by Harry Kane. Very well taken goal. Again, similarly, I think West Ham were unlucky. Is his name Pavel? I think it's Pavel, isn't it? Pavel Suchek with an own goal. But I think again that was a game that could have gone either way. And good to see Harry Kane back. I mean, I know we've had a couple of conversations about Harry Kane, but there's no denying he's England's best striker. And from an international point of view, I'm very glad to see him back. Boys.
Yeah, I mean he's a top quality player, so
Yes.
So, and obviously he's very important.
God, how long did somebody wait to answer that then? I said boys, and then there was like a 10-second wait.
Oh,
Yeah,
sorry.
I had a mouthful of my dinner, so yeah. So yeah, no, he's obviously very important for both England and Spurs.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I think Spurs will struggle to keep hold of him in summer. I really do.
If they can't get into the
Madrid bound, mate.
Really, you think he could be going to Madrid?
Yeah, I do think
that's the rumor, innit? That's the rumor.
Do you know? Yeah, it could happen, but some players, obviously Modric has been successful. I'm not gonna go into obviously the whole Gareth Bale thing, but just be aware of that if he is thinking to go into Real Madrid. But I'm not gonna go into that all over again.
Yeah, I mean, quite a few Tottenham players have been gone to Real Madrid. Modric, Bale. Obviously, they brought Jonathan Woodgate from Real Madrid, didn't they?
Yeah, see, he did do very well, did he there at all?
No, but he did win the League Cup with Tottenham.
Yeah, and obviously this is mainly us rounding up the games, but some news this week that Jonathan Woodgate have been sacked for Borough. They've got Neil Warnock. What do you think of that, lads?
Not only that, but he won his first game 2-0 against Stoke. Nick Powell got 2 yellow cards in 2 minutes.
Oh, wow.
Yes, he did. His first red card in 9 years, I believe.
Wow.
Yeah, I think Warnock's a good manager, isn't he? Warnock's a good manager. Experience, very good at taking players up. Did it with Sheffield United, did it with Cardiff.
He's very good.
I'm sure he did it with Palace as well.
Yeah. Didn't Ian Holloway? Oh no, maybe he did do it with Palace. I was thinking.
QPR.
Yeah, QPR. Yeah.
So that's an experienced manager if you ever wanted one.
He's a nice guy, isn't he? Or he
nice
seems
guy as well. Yeah. I was just about to say he's a nice guy.
I mean, let's try not to get too knocked off course, but yeah, I would say so. Going back to the game.
Sorry.
I think somebody who has been pretty decent since the Project Restart, Mikel Antonio.
Yeah, I like him. I feel a bit sorry for him playing up front on his own. I don't think he gets enough bodies around to help him, but I think he's a really good, strong player.
I think he's
people around him.
He's played in some dodgy positions, isn't he, for West Ham? It's either a right mid or a winger, or he's up front on his own, or he's at right wing back.
Yeah.
Let the poor lad have
a position. Yeah,
Go on.
I was just saying he doesn't have a set position, and to be honest, he's a bit like Andy Carroll, where he's strong, but I don't know if you saw the Newcastle game yesterday, but Andy Carroll needs players running off him, and Antonio's a bit the same. I know he can run with the ball, but he can't do it all on his own.
We talked the other day, and I don't remember if you were in the stream, Sam. But I think you were, or you weren't you were in the video, but it was one of the ones that didn't go to YouTube. So we'll mention it again because it's the same with Andy Carroll. I think that Andy Carroll, similar to Christian Benteke, they get a lot of flack because they don't score goals. But you look what they actually do in terms of hold-up play, and like we were saying before we started recording, off the ball movement, pulling defenders away, winning vital headers, just jumping for the ball. It's so important.
Oh yeah, it is. I don't know if you watched Antonio's movement, but he made a lot of runs, and the midfielders didn't find him, so I felt a bit sorry for him.
I think that's why it's always quite good to have a big man up front, because you do get that movement. We talk about, we talked a lot in the original first couple of recordings about Jesse Lingard and and Will's not a fan of Jesse Lingard for such and
No.
such a reason. But you watch him on the ball, specifically against Norwich. I thought he's off the ball and his run making and his ability helped United massively in the FA Cup, which I think we're going to do. We're going to round them games up as well.
Yes.
I'm not quite sure what the plan is there.
I don't know if you think, George, but I feel a bit sorry sometimes for Antonio because he's very good, but I feel a bit sorry for him when he's up front on his own and he gets isolated in his midfield.
Yeah, well,
I feel a bit sorry for him, to be honest.
The problem isn't it, is that like with somebody that can play utility, like Antonio, it's very, very difficult to to sort of, I want to say pigeonhole, but I don't know whether that's the right saying. I'm just going to go for that. It's very difficult to pigeonhole them to one position and say you're a right midfielder, you're a striker, you're this, you're that, because I don't know if any of you saw much of Antonio in the Championship, but I very much saw him as a winger, but he did get quite a lot of goals for Forest in the season before he went to West Ham. So why not? Attacking players, especially wingers, should have that striking ability. I mean, look at
they should, but I don't know if he can play him down the middle all the time. I think it's a bit unfair on him to put, yes, he can chip in with a lot of goals, but I do think it's better wide and coming in and using his athletic pace to beat the fullback. And yes, he can play up front, but I just think it's a lot of things to do on his own.
It's the Theo Walcott problem, isn't it? Because that's what Arsenal used to do with Theo Walcott. And I think that a lot of the time playing Walcott up front.
Yeah, but Theo Walcott. Yeah, well, Theo Walcott didn't really have a footballing brain, did he? Where I think Antonio's quite an intelligent player, to be honest.
I'm sure we were saying the same. I'm sure we were saying the same thing about Walcott 10 years ago, but
Right, are you ready to give you the stats for Tottenham beat West Ham?
I don't think we need to. I think we just move on.
Oh, right, yeah, sorry.
Did Declan Rice play centre half?
He played CDM, didn't he?
Was that the first?
And he played quite well, from what I've heard.
Yeah, he's looking like he was in the midfield from what I'm looking here on the lineup.
Yeah, it must have been the first game where he played in defence, but I think Mark Noble's on his day. I will say that. I think he's
Mr. West Ham, but I think as the years have gone on, he definitely is losing his pace quite significantly.
Yeah, he gets overrun. Quite a lot.
I always thought that was one of that was kind of a Carrick problem, is that he had the footballing brain, but he didn't have the legs.
Carrick lasted a long time, though. I think still,
probably going to last about the same time as Noble, but obviously Champions League finals and what have you is a bit different. But the point I'm trying to make is that sometimes the players with the best footballing brains are some of the slower ones.
Oh, right.
Like Berbatov.
An example of that is the example I'd use as a Chelsea fan is Matic on his day. Players like Makaleli, Michael Ballack wasn't very fast, but he was a good player. So yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna.
They
Go on.
Go on,
All I
sorry,
was going
mate.
to say is I'm not going to say
No,
anything. Sorry, I'm not going to say anything against Mark Noble because I think he's been a fantastic servant to
He
West
has
Ham, and I
been a
think
fantastic servant. You can't deny that.
he's
yeah,
he's
he's a
one of
legend.
the
He's a
most. I
legend,
think he's
man.
one of the most underrated players to in the Premier League currently, based on what
I
he's
agree.
done, and I think there was a lot of talk, wasn't there, at the time to do with
Should get in England
yes,
now.
Oh,
and he should have.
Ashley, we're live, mate.
Oh, well,
Sorry.
oh yeah.
Sorry, I accidentally clicked onto it. Sorry.
Oh, wounding. See you later, mate.
Okay. Well, talk to you later. Ash. Oh, he's gone.
No,
Okay.
he's gone already. But yeah.
Poor boy.
So yeah, Mark Noble. I think he should have gone to Euro 2016.
Yeah, interesting. I mean, Mark.
Yeah, I mean, he's technically been good.
I agree with you. He is one of the most underrated players, and I like Mark Noble. There's nothing you cannot like about him, I think.
I would say this. I think he deserves a statue at West Ham. Because there aren't many players. He's been up and down with them. I think he deserves a statue.
If you're,
I know he's not quite a Bobby Moore, but
he's not Bobby Moore. He's not Jeff Hurst either, or players like that.
Yeah, I would go far to give him a statue. That's maybe taking it a bit far.
I probably would. He's been at West Ham for what is it, 15, 16 years? 16 years? Yeah, I think it's 16
and he's
years.
been their captain. The most of that has been their captain.
Yeah, very impressive.
Yeah, but Jeff Hurst deserved the statue and Bobby Moore because they were also in the England '66 World Cup squad, so surely that's why they got their statue, not for actually being at West Ham.
I'm sure it's. I mean, Bobby Moore spent a long time at West Ham, so that'll definitely be to do with both. That he was at West Ham and he was an England player for a long time. But we are sort of getting.
I'm just saying he doesn't deserve, get the recognition he deserves. But anyway, yeah, I think Rice is going to be a good player as well when he
stays.
Yeah.
So
yeah, if he's
we obviously covered Man United, Sheffield United on the channel. I wasn't involved in that, so I'll just quickly give you my opinion.
Oh yeah, and I want to know Sam's view on that as well. So
yeah, but wasn't Sam involved in that?
I was involved in that. So
you were. Sorry, yeah.
So all I'm gonna say is I've always said it about Martial. What a brilliant player! What a brilliant hat trick! That third goal, especially the third goal, was absolutely sublime. And Sheffield United, we've said it about them. They're a little bit better against Arsenal, but I think against Arsenal in the FA Cup, I think that was more to do with Arsenal's defence just being awful.
Yes.
But Sheffield United really not looking on the pace whatsoever. They were absolutely, torn apart at times by United. Rashford played well. Pogba had a good effect as well. And Martial.
Fernandes again.
Fernandes as well. United look good, but I don't know. It's still that thing with United, isn't it? That I just don't think they've got the legs. Not on Chelsea and not on Wolves, but maybe they'll creep in and get fifth if City don't get banned. If City get banned, I mean.
I think they will win the Europa League, and if I'm honest.
Right, let's talk to a realistic United fan. Sam, what do you think?
I think we're in a real battle to get top four, and I think while it could be possible and might happen, I think Wolves will beat us to it.
Yeah, I agree that.
And I think Chelsea I think Wolves and Chelsea will beat us to it in the top 5. I think we'll finish 6th this year.
I mean, let's just say something very quickly, right? The three most okay, let's go for this. The 4 most impressive teams for me since the Premier League restarted. Newcastle have looked good. Southampton have looked good.
Yeah.
Chelsea have looked good, and Wolves have looked good.
But
yeah, I agree.
United look good, but I think against better opposition, there are times where they could have been torn apart. They were very poor against Norwich. We're pretty much, a similar team to what they've had. It's a similar spine, isn't it, with the United? So I just think that United, if they have games against bigger opponents coming up, then they're not going to do too well.
We'll just have to wait and see. But I think we're being in a better position since we signed Fernandes.
Oh, he's an absolute world-class player.
Yeah.
How the hell? The hell he went to United and not somewhere better than that? I don't know.
What have you got against United?
I'm just realistic.
I agree. I agree with what Jordan's saying. I agree. And I tell you something else. I think Martial, for all his talent he's got, and I'm not saying he has to score a hat-trick every week, because that doesn't happen, but I think he typifies United, because we're very up and down. When we play well, we play really well. When we don't, we look dead average. And I think that's what Martial is. He's got all the talent in the world, but some days he looks on fire, and other days he looks disinterested.
I mean, I'll say one more thing about my opinions on the game. I think it was an absolute. I think it was a great decision by Chris Wilder to say, stop going on about Europe, because that team does not have even if they did get into Europe, I don't think they would last very long, because it doesn't have the depth to do a Thursday night game every so often.
No.
I think that there isn't one player that's looked
2-0. Sorry. 2-0.
How is it?
Yeah.
They are. Probably Northampton going up to League One then, that's alright.
I think it's Callum Morton.
Oh yeah. The fullback. I'm sure he's a fullback.
No, he's a striker, I think.
But yeah, sorry, you completely knocked me off. I think Sheffield United, not very many players have looked even decent for them. They've just been all over the shop.
Yeah, what's happened
to
Sheffield
I think
United?
the lockdown came at a bad time for them. They had momentum, and now teams have had, like with the flying wing backs and flying centre halves running forward. They've not had. They've been worked out a little bit, and they've just been knocked off the stride. But what I would say is I don't quite agree with you what you say about the Europa League with Sheffield United if they do get there, because I know traditionally the smaller teams like Burnley, Everton have struggled.
What the hell is that noise?
Oh, sorry, it's just me opening my chocolates.
No.
Sorry.
Teams have struggled that have gone into the Europa League qualifiers. But what I would say is you look at Wolves, they haven't really struggled because of it. They did it first.
Wolves have been fantastic.
They've been flying, they have.
And they've got one of the smallest squads in the Premier League. So, as in like first team players, and it shows it can be done. Thursday night, Sunday, I mean, how many times did before lockdown Wolves play on a Thursday? You'd have players play the whole match, and on the Sunday they'd put exactly the same 11 out. They'd win the game. So
They're very good, aren't they?
Yep. I
very
love
fit
watching
as
Wolves.
well, I think.
I think the thing is as well, and I know that we've not stuck to what we were going to, but it's because I don't think any of us have spoken since last week, or not about football properly. But I think we have learned a lot more about the teams in these last round of games. I think.
Yeah.
I agree. It's starting to take shape, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it'll be interesting, won't it, to see what will happen, who will go down, whether we'll get some really exciting finish to the Premier League, if you like.
Yeah, I mean, I was looking at the table, and you look at the bottom, Norwich have got 20... Talking about West Ham, what we were saying, Norwich have got 21 points. Now, if they could win a game, they'd only be 3 points behind West Ham and Aston Villa. So
yeah, if Norwich play the way like they did against United, then I don't see why not. Because they were good, and they made it very tricky. Right, so Norwich and Everton is the next one.
I watched this one, so did you watch it, Sam?
No, I only saw the highlights. So
I saw a match of the day, I did.
Go on, George.
Everton were very good, and they're another team that have definitely taken some momentum took some momentum into the break and have carried it on afterwards. It was Michael Keane with the goal.
Yeah.
Who is I think he's quite polarising in terms of opinion.
I don't really rate him, I have to say.
Yeah, I don't think he's had a great time since he left Burnley.
No, he talks a lot.
He's had a lot of mental health problems.
Yeah.
I've heard, so maybe that.
He's had a lot of off the field issues, and in which case, I'm not going to turn around and say, oh, he's a bad player, because, we know from certain players' careers and the depression and the lifestyle of football can actually really adversely affect you. And I think that's one of the Lingard problems, which is why I do defend him quite a lot.
I'm not saying he's not had any personal issues, but it's not just this season. He's only had one season when he's been good, so that's why
I completely disagree.
I won't go into it because I've said it enough times. So
for me,
so back to the game. What did you think of the game overall?
Yeah,
I think
Everton were just dominant. Everton were dominant. Alex Iwobi had a good game.
Yep.
Calvert-Lewin hasn't scored since the restart, but he's making all the right runs and he's had a lot of chances. Excuse me. And if you're a striker, as long as you're making all the right runs, and getting those chances, you'll get there in the end.
Yes.
Yeah. So
that's what they say for anybody enduring a goal drought, is to keep getting in the positions and you will score. So
I like Calvert-Lewin, I do.
I think he'll go to Euro 21. I do.
I certainly think. I don't think he'd be a starter for England yet, but certainly in the squad, I would say. Yeah.
That's fair. What else, George? What did you think of Norwich? Because obviously they were pretty poor against Southampton in the end.
Everton.
So how were they against Everton?
Again, I don't think they were.
Better?
I don't think they were. I think obviously there was a bit of improvement, but I just think Everton were really good. So it's kind of difficult.
Yeah.
Timu Puki looks off the pace. I have to say. I don't know if you agree, George.
I
but
would
he
I would
looks
agree.
like
I don't know. I don't know what's going on with him. Well, I think he did have some. He did have a couple of opportunities, openings against United.
Well, I remember one of the commentators saying that everywhere Pookie's been, he's scored like a few goals, like in stages, but then not struggled after that. So he scored a few goals wherever he's been, and then seems to struggle.
In his career.
Yeah.
In his career, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he seems to go. He's quite a streaky player, isn't he? Rather than, but did Norwich have a bit more fight in them, because they don't seem to in the Premier League game, George, because against Everton, because they didn't seem to put a tackle in against Southampton. So were they a bit more better, or what?
A little bit, but I don't know. It's kind of hard. It's kind of hard, isn't it? Because they're just not. They're not there.
No. And
Physical enough.
And it didn't help that you left Todd Cantwell, Pookie on the bench as well.
Yeah, but players have got a rest.
Oh yes, of course. But but I don't think that was a good idea. But
I remember from the game, Norwich had 9 shots, but they only had 1 on target.
Yeah.
That's a problem, converting chances. A bit like Brighton. If you look at Brighton would be a lot further up the table if they converted their chances. And I don't know if you saw this on, I know we keep mentioning switching games, but apparently Buendia is the 7th most, has created the 7th most chances for any teammate in the league.
Wow.
He's gonna go. He'll go. 100%. He'll go. He's very good.
Do you want me to read the stats for the Norwich v Everton game?
When I just said that, then I just brought it up, so I wasn't wrong. But because I sort of remembered that Norwich had a couple of shots, but
they did, yeah.
Didn't really make much of it.
Yeah, only 1 shot on target. It says here.
Yeah, the next game was Bournemouth and Wolves. I'm pretty sure. I'm just waiting for some confirmation when BBC Sport app comes through. But I did see it. I'm sure it was Traore to Jimenez and a Jimenez header.
Yeah.
But I just want to wait and see what it says. And my internet's playing up, so but we'll go with that.
Wasn't that against West Ham? Wasn't that against West Ham they did that, or did they do it against Bournemouth?
You're right, but I'm sure Jimenez scored against Bournemouth as well.
Traore came.
Yes, it was Jimenez.
I didn't know they played Bournemouth.
Yeah, they did.
And it was Traore, yeah. So he did the exact same thing he did at West Ham against Bournemouth. Jimenez is a class player. Let's just talk about that.
Absolutely.
Oh yes, sorry. Was it 1-0? Was it 1-0?
Yes.
I mean, you think about Traore when he first came to England and was at Villa, and he was just so weak on the ball, so indecisive. Had all the skill, but none of the substance.
But wouldn't do anything with it. He had no end
Like
product.
I said, all of the skill, but none of the substance. And it's good to see him put in his ability to use.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes, and obviously, I think that they have a very balanced side, don't they? And a very settled side as well, apart from one or two.
And everybody's good. Everybody's good.
To do well.
Yeah.
They are good.
Do you know what
I would like to say? Go on.
No, you first.
No, you go first.
One of my favourite players for Wolves. One of my favourite players for Wolves is Matt Doherty, because he's been there the whole time.
Yeah, and he's a good player.
He's been there since they were in League One, I'm sure. He might have been in the youth.
Yes, he has. Yeah,
I think
yeah.
he's a
It's
Wolves.
been,
He's a Wolves youth player, isn't he? So I
been
think he was there
through.
when they were originally in the Premier League.
What I would say is, if you don't mind me saying, is we talk a lot about Wolves as an attacking force, and rightly so, and Traore and how much he's come on. But I think since the restart, I'd like to give João Martinho a bit of credit in midfield
Well,
because
he's a class player, isn't he?
his
He is a
class,
great
and
player.
you look how old he is as well in football terms and how many games he played, and he hardly ever gets injured. Sorry, João, if I've jinxed you there, mate. But, you seem to be very, very he seems to be able to play every game, which at his age in this league is not easy. But I think also, lads, we talk about a lot about the midfield and attackers, but I don't think Wolves have conceded a goal since the restart.
Yeah,
So I think the defence have to take, and Rui Patricio has to take some credit as well.
oh, what a good goal! You know, we've said it about Patricio. What a good goalkeeper he is.
Yep.
I think they've got such good centre halves with Bolly and Cody in centre half. I think they've got a really good base there, and I don't think they get enough credit, to be honest.
Yeah.
Willy Bolly's solid.
Yeah, and Cody's a good player.
Guys, sorry to interrupt you, but Ben's on the live chat and he's saying he's going to be joining in a sec, so.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, but as for Bournemouth, I think they might be in trouble.
Yes, I do.
It's getting to the point where we've turned around and said about Bournemouth a couple of times, oh, you know, they've got the quality. And yes, they have, but they are in trouble.
They are.
They are in trouble.
Especially because one of their players, is now suspended, isn't it? Can't think of the top of my head who it was.
And apparently Ryan Fraser's never going to play for Bournemouth again. I heard that.
No, because he refused to sign a short-term extension. So yeah, he's off.
See, I would like to just say something on that. I have a real issue with that. I have a real issue that he's not at least signed a contract till the end of the season because his team are in trouble. And what an absolute idiot for not signing an extension, even if he'd already decided which club he was joining next season, fair enough. But at least help Bournemouth survive.
He can't have decided already.
But I have a real problem with him not signing until the end of the season.
But Sam, you have to step into his. You have to step into his shoes. If he's signing for another club, you know, he doesn't want to get injured and stuff.
That's an excuse, guys. I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm not having that. His team,
bullshit.
His team are in trouble. He's getting paid, and his team are in trouble, and he can't be bothered to save them for the last 6 or 7 games of the season. I think it's absolutely disgusting.
No, I think Sam's
okay. Right, it's my pleasure to welcome Ben Carney.
You're right.
Yeah, you're right.
Hello.
Yeah, I'm fine.
How are you doing? I'm glad you're all well, buddy, and you're back to been worried about you. Good to see that you're all right.
No, I'm fine now. Totally fine.
Sweet.
Good.
Nice one.
Can we get Ben's opinion on what we were on about with
Ryan Fraser?
Fraser, because it's quite a juicy.
Yeah.
one.
What do you think, Ben?
Yeah.
Obviously, he came out and said he's not going to play. Obviously, we all know that he's Bournemouth's arguably their most influential player on his day. So, although I agree you can't disrespect the the club, you've got to go about things a certain way. It's a strange one, really, because they're in a position, they've become in a dogfight, and you need your best players to help you get out of that situation.
I agree. If they were safe in mid-table, then I wouldn't really have an issue with it. But the fact of the matter is, we're in unprecedented circumstances, and he could have just signed on for these 8 games because they're in
Yeah,
trouble.
it's not that.
And how must that go down with his teammates that he's not done that? I just think it's disgusting.
It's not the time
really
for
have
egos.
issues with it.
It's not the time for egos, is it?
Yeah, like when you're in a dogfight, like I just said, you need that team spirit, that togetherness to pull you out.
Of course you do.
And who knows, maybe that could have caused a divide or a bit of.
He's shown his true colours when I signed him. If I was the manager, if I'd been looking at him, I'd say, get lost, mate. There's no way you come into my club with that
I don't know
attitude.
about that. A lot of
Honestly,
managers,
I wouldn't
a lot of managers can
sign him.
deal with egos, can't they?
Yeah.
I wouldn't sign him for that, though. I'd say absolutely not. If you want to come and play with us, come and play with the under-21s for a year, and then we'll review it. Or
Oh, I don't know
go on a paid pay-by-play basis, and you won't get paid because you're not going to play. So there you go.
That's tough.
I just don't think.
You gotta destroy the player
really
mentally if you do that,
issues with
Sam.
it. I liked him as well.
Well, yeah, like as you said, it's a strange one, but I see where he's coming from, not playing him, because, like George said, it's not the time for egos. There needs to be a togetherness, and it could disrupt that. But like I said, he's Bournemouth on his day their most influential player, so at least I would at least have played him for the remaining games and then review it. That's what I would have done.
Ready for the next game?
Absolutely, yep.
The
So
issue I have,
After
the
you,
one more
after
thing.
you, Sam, go on.
The issue I have as well is that, say a doctor was retiring at the end of the year, they wouldn't say, all right, we're meant to be retiring in the summer, but obviously COVID's come round, so I won't retire until it's all over, because I have a duty to my country and to the people to help them. That's what they do. And this footballer who's getting paid probably what?
stupid amount of money.
35 grand a week. 35 grand a week can't be bothered to play. And I'm sorry, Ryan, if you're out there, but you need to get your head screwed on, son, and stop being such an arsehole.
But
You tell him, Sam.
Sam, it's not because he's not bothered. He just, players fear that if they get injured.
It's bullshit, that. Absolute bullshit.
No, you're right. But
Anyway, carry on.
Wow, yeah, we've
next.
seen a different side to you, Sam, I tell you.
next is, we forgot to mention Newcastle Villa, but I don't know what there is to say about that one because I've not even seen the highlights.
I mean, I haven't watched that. All there is to say is that every time I watch Villa, they just don't excite me at all. And I think they're in deep trouble. Because I can't see them finding a goal other than Grealish. Obviously, Wesley's broke his leg, they counted on him, that didn't work out. He brought Samata in, that hasn't worked out. So, like I said, the only player I can see scoring is Grealish.
He seems alright, Samatta, but I think it's one of them where, you know, you're a relegation threatened team.
Yeah. Well, I think they're in trouble because, like I said, don't see any goals coming for them other than Grealish. And Grealish, it has to be said, like it will be for every other player. Since the break, he hasn't come back looking the sharpest, which is understandable. But for Villa to stay up, he needs to be at his scintillating best, and since the break he hasn't been that, so I think they'll go down.
See, I agree with you, Ben, but what I would say is, as much as scoring goals for them is a problem, they need to tighten up at the back.
Yeah,
Because if you're if you're near the bottom of the table, and I know this from when I played football myself, we didn't score many goals, which is why we were always at the bottom of the national prem. But we didn't concede many either. And if you're gonna stay up, you have to have a good defence first and foremost. And I just think Villa could get away with their goal scoring record and stay up if they didn't concede as many as they concede. And I think that could be their undo. And you look at how many points they've thrown away from winning positions, and it's a lot this year.
yeah,
So
yeah.
it just shows that the defence is. Though Mings is a good player, he hasn't really got a good partner. And I think Villa are gonna. The fact that they're not solid defensively is gonna cause them dearly. I don't know what everybody else thinks about
Well, like you said, obviously I mentioned they're not scoring goals, and you mentioned being leaky defensively. Like, I think not only is it about balance, finding the right balance in teams to succeed. I think if you have a good, strong defensive partnership across the back four, I think that builds a platform. Then, like you look at Vidic and Ferdinand, they used to die putting their head in front of the ball to stop it going in the net. And you know, if you're going to be a success, but not only that, if you're going to stay in the Premier League, you need to be solid all over the pitch. And
you need to be hard to beat. You need to be hard to beat, and I don't think Villa, and I'm not saying they don't put a lack of effort in, but they're not hard to beat. I don't know what Will and George think about what we're saying about the defensive thing. I think it's more important for Villa to be defensively strong than it is to actually score goals.
Well,
No,
yeah,
I
yes,
agree.
of course.
yes, and also just another quick one on Villa. Obviously the crowd not being back won't have helped them, because Villa Park can be a tough place to go, because sometimes the crowd they make fantastic atmosphere at times, and obviously that won't have helped them either. But it's not just them in the same situation with the crowd not being there.
Yeah, I agree. Sorry, carry on, Ben.
No, that's all I had to say on that.
I agree with you to a certain extent, but couldn't you flip it round that, like if you look at a Sheffield United, I think they're struggling without their fans, because they've helped them have a great season. But if you're saying Aston Villa, don't you think it would help you not having the fans? Because the fans would get on the back, potentially. And that would make them more nervy, but I don't know.
Yeah.
You could flip that both ways.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good point saying that, because there's always a chance for it to become hostile and, like you say, get on their backs. But if you take the Chelsea game, the Villa Chelsea game, for example, they were leading Villa. Now, if the fans had been there, the fans might have roared them over the line. Like, it remains
I
to be
agree with
seen,
that.
because we'll never know. But the fans act as the 12th man. So
well, they should do. Yeah, I agree with it. I don't know what Jordan and Will think about the crowd and whether that would help Villa or
I think
Villa and the teams down
with the
bottom.
teams at the bottom, it's only ever going to help, innit?
Yes.
And I think definitely like Villa Park is one that relies on the crowd support, and you know, I know Norwich's fans are quite good when the chips are down. So yeah, I think it does play a part.
Yes, and obviously it might be hard to find the motivation to really fight for some players because they don't have the fans.
No, I wouldn't say that it affects motivation. I just say it.
I agree with Will.
I agree and disagree. I think it would affect motivation. Let's say if you're a goal down or two goals down, I think there's no crowd behind you to rile you up, to get you going, to make you feel like there is hope. So I agree, and I don't think that makes sense.
Yeah, I get you.
Put it this way, like in the FA Cup, just gone, we were beating Norwich, and then they equalised, and then we won again. Ultimately, like, the players on show for us won it in the end. But if a Norwich crowd was there, having them get back in it, I think it could have been a different game. So it swings and roundabouts, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, are we ready to move on?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay,
The next game with Liverpool and Palace.
Yep.
We tell you what, we're not getting through games very quick, are we?
Well,
we'll try and speed it up a little bit. There's not much to say on Liverpool anyway. There's not much to say on Liverpool anyway, is there?
No, not really.
World class. The goals they scored were class. Fabinho from 35 yards was an absolute rocket. Mane's goal was phenomenal. So was Salah's, the way he took it down, hit it. You know, they've run out of things to say for Liverpool. It really is. I know that every time we talk about them, we sort of gloss over it. We say, oh, you know, they're world class and that's it. But you tell me one player in their team that isn't very good.
Lovren and Karius.
Probably, but Karius isn't there. Lovren is kind of poor. Other than that, you know, I know we found out the other day that they're getting rid of Klein and they're getting rid of Lallana.
Yeah.
But even Lallana, I think Lallana's done a great job for Liverpool.
This season. I think injury has affected him, hasn't it? I think.
If I was Lallana, I would go back to Southampton. I think that's a good move.
Well, yeah, we'll just have to
if Hasenhüttl wants him, that's where I would go.
Well,
Oh, yes.
Southampton seems to be on the rise.
Yeah.
But one thing I would say about Liverpool is like you just said, they have been the best team this season. Hence why
Notice how Sam's really quiet because he doesn't want to admit it.
My goodness, come on, Sam, get over it.
Well, it pains me to admit it too. Like, I stayed off social media for a couple of days.
So did I.
Because I didn't want to see him. But to be fair to him, you cannot say anything other than they've been the best team this season. Hence why they've won the league, and they don't have world beaters in every single position, but what I will say is what Klopp has done for the team is you don't have to be a world class player because the spirit and that team is phenomenal, you know.
You've got to have a blend as well. You can't have all skillful players and.
No, you've got a good squad players.
You've got Jordan Henderson who he might not get the recognition all the time because of the other players, but him and Wijnaldum and players like that and Keita are an 8 out of 10 every week, and without
I think that Klopp has turned players like Henderson from bang average to world class.
I wouldn't say
fairly close to world. I think so. I think Henderson, until Klopp came in and had a couple of seasons, I think Henderson was poor.
You'd miss him if he wasn't in that team.
Yeah. I
think that
to Fulham, wasn't he?
Yeah, that's what I learned actually. Even though I didn't rate Henderson, when he wasn't there, they did struggle a little bit at times.
Yeah, well, there's not a lot to say. Really, I think we've said it all, but I just want to say something. I'm sure you've covered this, but I don't know because I only just joined about 15 minutes ago. But I know it's someone you rate highly, Wilson.
Oh.
What do you think about Angel Gomez?
It's a little frustrating because some people have thought Ole's not been playing him because he's not going to sign a new contract. So I was really hoping he would sign a new contract so he would get a chance for Ole to develop him. But also, if you don't get a new contract because you feel like he doesn't deserve it, then it's a bit of a tricky one, really, because as a manager, you wouldn't want to develop a player who you know is going to be leaving. But also, players have to give you... You have to see something from them to want to give them a contract. It's a bit of a weird one.
Yeah.
Can I just interject a minute? Because go on. Sorry, Ben. I'll let you finish your point. No. You were talking. I was going to interrupt. Go on.
Right. The way I see it is, obviously, at the time, Angel Gomez has been on the fringes of the team. Everybody was saying he's a world-class prospect, and it is a shame he hasn't had his chance, but I just can't help but feel there must have been something going on behind the scenes that we don't know about, whether it's his training level or what, because it just baffles me how he hasn't had his chance.
Yeah.
Go on, Joe.
I was just going to say, have we all heard about Jude Bellingham to Borussia Dortmund?
No.
Is that official? Is that... I know that was a rumour, but...
The latest is they are in an advanced stage of talks with Jude Bellingham.
Is he a replacement for Sancho then?
Well, no, because Bellingham's a
You'd think
midfielder,
so.
Sancho's a winger.
Yeah.
No, Bellingham can
No,
play.
Bellingham's a left winger and Sancho's a right winger.
Oh, so I thought, because it says here he plays as a midfielder for Birmingham.
He can play all over, can't he? He can play
Oh,
all
okay,
over. It
right,
depends
okay.
excuse me, it depends where he's wanted. But yeah, I think with
Another young player going abroad.
Yeah,
Young.
I think it's the best decision for him. That's what I'd do.
Yeah,
If I was him, I'd go.
Yeah, well,
because I don't-
he's obviously run out of patience now, anyway. Even if you're a young player, like, even if your dream club is playing for United, even if you're a young player, you need game time at some point, don't you? And he wasn't getting.
I'd stay at Birmingham personally. I'd stay at Birmingham. What is he, 16? So yeah.
well,
I don't know. There are very clear development paths in German football.
yeah,
so I
because look
think
at what
that-
Dortmund's done with Pulisic and Haaland and Sancho, so...
Yeah, but I think Pulisic fair enough, but Haaland already showed that he was good enough to start in world class teams. For me, so I
Oh,
wouldn't
yeah.
I
put
think-
Haaland up there.
I think he should stay. He should have stayed at Birmingham. But what do I know?
Well, he might not go yet. You know, it's just
Yeah,
advanced
it's not
thoughts. We've
not official.
seen it break down at higher stages than that.
Yeah,
Has the club agreed a fee? Or
I think it's 15 million.
all right.
15
That's
million's a good deal.
not too bad. Probably a good price. Probably a Birmingham certainly wouldn't turn down that money.
Yeah, well,
I don't know.
yeah, they've got financial problems actually, Birmingham. So maybe they're looking to get rid of him because they can't do his wage demands or something.
Maybe.
I
And
think we all
according to Pep Quartet, that Bellingham himself feels more comfortable in midfield. It says here, so
Well,
well,
then maybe it's not.
Going back. Sorry.
Apparently, what I heard was Dortmund are very, very confident about keeping Sancho. So I think that if Bellingham did go, he probably would play in midfield
yeah, well.
or on the other wing.
well, we'll
if-
just have to wait and see, won't we? You know, who knows?
If they get him for 15
Are we ready to
million,
move on to
it's a good price. But
Thursday's
anyway,
game?
Yeah. Oh, hang on.
But anyway, I've got off topic because I wanted to hear your opinions because I came late. So let's get back onto the round.
Can I just say one more thing about the Palace-Liverpool game?
Yeah, go.
One point nobody's mentioned is the fact Zaha got injured very early, and also,
I'm
no
sure he's
matter what
playing.
the-
I'm watching the
No,
game right
that's
now.
it.
I'm sure he's playing.
Who are
he
you?
got injured.
Who are you
So-
on about? Sorry.
No, I'm on about in the Liverpool game he got injured.
All right.
Who's this?
He came
Zaha?
off.
Are you on about?
Yeah, and Zaha did in the Liverpool game, but what I will say is Palace are having a great season, deserve a lot of credit. You
Yeah.
know, I know Liverpool destroyed them, but if you're a side like trying to get into Europe and stuff, you'd be looking at your team sheet, your team fixture list and going, oh no, please don't say we have to play Palace, because they make it very tough for you.
Yeah, and
I
you
agree.
know, and Zaha didn't get his move in the summer, and he's not had his head down at all. He's knuckled down and still done
You know
fairly
what?
well.
That's because
Fair play to him.
he came through the academy though. Well, he's got a lot of links anyway with with Palace.
Yeah.
Are you ready to talk about the next round of games?
Southampton Arsenal is next, I think.
So we're going to start with
Oh, sorry, FA
Watford
Cup.
as the first one.
Sorry.
No, Burnley Watford on Thursday.
Oh, right, okay.
I didn't watch it.
I didn't. Jay Rodriguez scored, so we can talk about him because he's always been an interesting one to me. Palace should have done way better there. Jay Rodriguez has always been an interesting one to me because we all remember a couple of seasons ago he had a great season, got into the World Cup squad, never got picked. I don't think he got injured, but he was in the England fold around about 2014. Oh, Palace have got a free kick in Milivojevic range. I'm looking
playing
forward
for
to
West Brom, wasn't he then?
No, he
Right.
played Southampton.
Southampton then.
Southampton.
Oh, okay.
He was in a
Sorry.
good team though, wasn't he, as well?
Yeah, but I think him, like Lambert, Rodriguez showed that he was good enough. I think it's always been quite weird for Jay Rodriguez because he's never, you can have an injury and sometimes it can just knock your career right off course. Because I think he was one of those that was destined, something like that. He was destined for quite high up, I think. And that was a really poor free kick. Oh dear. I think he was destined for quite high up, and then you get injured, and then he was in the championship and what have you, and then then it's just a case of trying to rebuild, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Like you say, it was promising he was on the fringes of the England World Cup squad in 2014, like you say. But I just don't see him. His career's got a bit stale now. Like,
Burnley.
He's at Burnley and he'll stay there. That's what I think.
Burnley to me are the quintessential mid-table team, to be honest.
Yeah.
They've done well though. There are rumours that Sean Dyche is gonna.
Yes, because he's frustrated with the board, I think, over the contract situation. So yeah, he could walk out.
Yeah, well, it's a bit messy at Burnley at the moment, isn't it? But Sean Dyche, I think he doesn't get enough credit.
He's done a terrific job.
He has, yeah.
With
absolutely fantastic he is. To get them
I'm gonna leave you guys for 5 minutes.
Okay, that's fine,
I'll
George.
come back.
Okay.
But, the next game is Southampton Arsenal. So.
Yep. Okay. See you in a bit, George.
See you later.
See ya.
Yeah, and do you know, I'm Sean Dyche. We were saying we were saying about this with Eddie Howe and Bournemouth. Has Sean Dyche taken Burnley as far as he can?
Well, yeah, but they're not in any trouble, are they?
No, I know, but do you think he has? though? I know they're not in trouble, but
the way I see it is Burnley, like Jordan just said before, they'll finish about 13th to 9th every year. They'll finish around there every year. They're a steady squad.
They're an established Premier League side, aren't they?
yes.
Yeah, like I said, Sean Dyche, he's done amazing with the tools he had at his disposal, but I just don't see Burnley progressing. I think they'll stay where they are. I don't think they'll increase or decrease. I just think they'll always be steady because Sean Dyche, he doesn't seem to get the backing in terms of moving Burnley a step further on to
No.
possibly fighting for a Europa League place. Like I know it's a bit different in golfing class in teams, but you see, like your Wolves, they're getting backed every year now, bringing quality.
Yeah, well,
Bringing quality
they've got
players.
a lot more finances, though, haven't they?
They have, yeah.
They have. But I just think for Burnley to progress, they need to. And if Sean Dyche stays, he needs a bit more backing in terms of finances, because if it doesn't, I don't, like I said, I don't think they'll decrease or increase. I just think they'll stay around what they are every year.
Yeah. And
Just to interrupt, boys, sorry, I've just got the Exeter Northampton game on the League Two playoff final, and Exeter have had Dean Moxey sent off, it looks like, with a straight red card, so the 2-0 down, and Moxey has now been sent off.
Right.
So it does look like game over.
Moxey used to play for Palace.
Yes, he did. Yeah, I'm quite surprised. It looked like a terrible high challenge. And, he's obviously a bit more experienced than that, but he's off.
Right.
I think that's game over. 2-0, and that's to Northampton, and then he's gone and got himself sent off.
Is a player called Scott Pollock involved?
For
Northampton.
Which side?
For Northampton.
Yeah, I've seen him. Yeah, do you know him?
No, I don't know him, but his story of becoming a footballer is very interesting. I don't know if any of you have heard of Spencer Owen or #United, but if you haven't, Spencer Owen is a YouTuber. He started his own football team called #United. They were taking.
Oh, that's cringy.
They were taking people on trial, and Scott Pollock, they took him on, and from there, he now plays for Northampton.
Wow.
All right, and it looks like he's going into League One as well.
Yeah, well,
so good on him.
It's a very interesting way of becoming a professional footballer.
Yeah, that's a very modern story, isn't it?
Is.
In terms of, you've never had anything like that in football so far, but wow.
No, I just thought I'd mention it.
No, it's a great point. Right, you ready to move on?
Yeah.
Right, Southampton and Arsenal. Eddie Nketiah.
2-0, wasn't it? Yeah.
Sorry, Sam, what were you saying?
I just said it was 2-0, and didn't Alex McCarthy make a mistake? One of
I watched it.
So, Eddie Nketiah started in the 20th minute. Joe Willock in the 87th minute. But Southampton got a red card from Jack Stevens. He got sent off in the 85th minute. So yeah, what did you guys think of that game?
Well,
I think goalies have been struggling bowling the ball out. I mean, Ben Foster had one yesterday.
Yeah.
Just they seem to not have their accuracy on, and then Nketiah's done well, to be fair. He's looked lively. But,
yeah.
Considering he couldn't get in at Leeds.
No.
And now he's playing up front for Arsenal.
Yeah.
So yeah, but Southampton have done well, and Arsenal needed a win because the way they were going to finish in the bottom half.
Going deeper than that, I mean, I watched the game. I mean, Southampton had a few chances, but ultimately, the costly mistake from McCarthy ultimately cost Southampton, really. But I just want to say something on Arsenal. We spoke about them briefly before the restart happened, and Mikel Arteta, he's got a massive job on his hands.
Yes.
Obviously, winning helps the teams. We all know that is obvious. They've had 2 wins there. They're in an FA Cup semi-final.
Yes.
So if they can win that, it will finish the season on a high. But Arsenal, I think they're still around mid-table, and obviously I'm not blaming Arteta. I think given time, he could make Arsenal a very, very good team again, but they just seem disjointed, and if they don't give Saka a contract, that will blow my mind, because other than Aubameyang, recently he's been their best player at 18.
Yeah,
19
Saka's
years
been
old.
brilliant.
Yeah, and that says it all.
I can't believe they're giving David Luiz a new
I
contract.
know. I thought that was like, is this a joke? This is really funny.
Yeah, well, it's obviously it's only a year, but if I was an Arsenal, you're right, Joe.
Hi, John. You alright, mate?
If I was an Arsenal,
Carry on, Ben.
if I was an Arsenal fan, not only giving David Luiz an extension, not only would that worry me because he's an absolute donkey, it would worry me in terms of what are Arsenal's long-term ambitions? Because,
Yeah, that's true.
they can't settle for a donkey at the back.
I watched like the tiniest bit, like it was on when I was flicking through channels of the FA Cup, and Gabby Logan after turned around and said that when you ask the younger players who's helping them through and who's giving them advice and who's helped them the most, David Luiz's name is the one that comes up.
Yes, I mean,
I don't know what advice he can give.
Yeah, Edu came and said and explained why, because they signed him because of experience, and I think also I understand why he did sign a new contract, because if Pablo Mari is out for a long time, and that's why he signed a new contract. Otherwise, I don't think he would have.
I get his experience, but no matter how experienced you are, and yes, wherever he's gone, he's won stuff, but no matter how experienced you are, if you're shit, which he is, you should be nowhere near a football team.
You don't get a new contract by being a nice guy.
No.
Necessarily. So I agree with Ben. Maybe that's why they're so poor defensively, because the youngsters have been taking advice from David Luiz.
Have we talked about the state of Arsenal's first goal? When Alex McCarthy plays it up against Dean Nketiah.
We did just touch on it.
Yeah. Are we on to the next one then? Chelsea and Man City.
Yep. Oh, what a game!
But,
It had a
just
bit of
quickly,
everything.
Ben, just quickly, Ben, did Arsenal play well in that game, or was 2-0 a bit flattering?
Did Arsenal play well? What, Sam?
Against Southampton, or was it a bit flattering for
They
2-0?
did okay. They weren't exceptional. They weren't really free flowing, but they got the job done. And I suppose that's what you can do. But yeah, they weren't exceptional. They weren't exciting. But yeah, they got the win.
Right. Let's move on to Chelsea beat City, a game which I really enjoyed watching. It had a bit of everything and exactly what I hoped it would have. I'd hoped it'd have drama and...
No, I didn't.
Oh, for goodness sake, Sam, just accept it. Liverpool deserved the title.
Do you know?
For goodness sake.
I've never been such a big City
Do you
fan
know
in all my
what
life.
pissed me off the most? City, they couldn't even do us a favour. If they won that game, we might have been 2 points behind Chelsea. And they couldn't even do us a favour. But yeah, like you say, it had everything.
You know what,
Yeah,
Ben? You know what? I don't know how you feel because you're a United fan, but I really don't like City, obviously. But Liverpool are far worse than City for me.
Yeah.
As a club, Liverpool, I can't stand
I
them.
agree. Obviously, I hate them both with a burning passion, but that rivalry with Liverpool has been there for years. And every time we play them, if we beat them, it makes my week. I hate them. Yeah, I'd say I hate Liverpool more too.
I don't hate
them.
Liverpool. I'd rather City not win the Premier League again than
Are you
Liverpool winning it.
alright, Will?
Well, look, I don't think Liverpool are
Right.
United's
Well,
biggest
well,
rivals.
well, this is where your knowledge of football is shocking.
Look here. I know Liverpool and United have gone back several. You know, it's one of the oldest rivalries in football. I get that.
It's
But-
a bigger rivalry than City is.
It is, but nowadays, since City, you know, have been completely transformed by the Etihad group, you know, since they took over them, so I would say that City that's the big rivalry now. I mean, that's just my view, though.
No.
No, I mean, it's like picking the lesser of two evils, but definitely Liverpool for me.
Yeah.
Just
Liverpool.
even the name,
No,
shouldn't.
no.
Oh my
Liverpool-
goodness me.
Liverpool. I don't even like going to the city. I hate
Neither do
Liverpool.
I.
hate it.
Liverpool just kicked its hole anyway.
Well, yeah. They're an absolute different breed. They're animals. Hate them.
Yeah.
Okay, but have Liverpool deserved the title? Answer me this.
Yes, they have to do it.
No.
They have.
Right, I'm glad you've accepted it. It was a decent thing. Of course, you shouldn't be really happy about it, but come on.
Believe you me, I'm not really happy about it. I've stayed on social media for 2 days.
Yeah. The league should have been null and void.
Oh dear.
Anyway.
No, but nobody can say that they weren't the best team.
Blimey.
Of course they were, but they waited long enough.
Sam said they were. With his foot worst better teams than Liverpool this season.
they were, but they've waited long enough, and they have deserved it, but enjoy lifting it without no fans. Different breed, hate him.
Yeah. I didn't sleep much on Thursday night, I can tell you that.
I was depressed.
Oh my goodness me. Wow.
See, well, this is where you don't understand football, mate. I'm sorry.
Did you?
Yes, but Sam, I remember when Ferguson, the goal era, when Ferguson and Benitez, were there, and
It goes
I get
way
that,
back
but
beyond that, Will.
well, yeah, because
Yeah,
I was
way beyond
watching, I watched in the 04. Well,
Well,
look, anyway, the point is, I know about the rivalry between Liverpool and United. I mean, who doesn't? But they did deserve the title, and they've been a different level, and you have to accept that they are the winners.
I'm not.
Everton and United have always been very linked as a club, like two clubs. But I think the two sets of fans are in love with each other at the minute because we both feel exactly the same.
Oh yeah,
We
well
both feel bored
Everton really hate Liverpool, don't they?
So
and
do
they
we.
never leave you.
But let me just tell you this, Will. You might know it, you might not. But back ages and ages ago, Liverpool were the team to beat. Then Fergie came along. We knocked them off the perch, and
I
Guardiola.
agree with that. I think the kicker for Liverpool was Arsenal. Because
Yeah, maybe now as well.
I think Arsenal were the thing that pushed Liverpool off the top.
Well,
And then United came along, and then it was United and Arsenal until Chelsea had money, and then it was Chelsea and United.
well, yeah, but at the time, all I'm saying was at the time it was like I can't remember the exact time, but it was Liverpool winning all the titles.
Yeah, we call that mid.
It was in the 80s, wasn't it? It was in the
1990.
80s, late 70s. No, the 90s. United. The last league title Liverpool won was 1990. So the 90s
Yes.
were dominated by Arsenal and Manchester United, but the 80s were dominated by Liverpool, weren't they? So,
all I want to say on it is they're an absolutely different breed, and I hate them. Yes, they've deserved it, but they're animals.
Sorry, Scousers.
I don't care. They can come at me. Animals.
We'll lose all of the drivers now because they were apparently.
My
Well,
God, I
yeah.
mean, wow, just. Oh well, I'll see. I can. I won't be able to change any of your minds, so I'll give up on that.
The one
They
thing I will
set the
say,
life building on fire.
the thing is, all I'll say is, how the
Raceful.
hell can you, Will, see City as the biggest rivalry for United? I just don't get that.
Well,
I
I
agree.
guess it's because City is sort of, closer to United, I
That's like
suppose.
saying Liverpool's biggest rivalry is Everton. It's not.
It
It's
is.
just not. No, it's not.
Everton and Liverpool, let's be clear, every time I watch it don't excite me. It's boring. Oh, yes. The biggest thing about that game is the fans, but every time I watch it, it just ends in a draw.
To say your point, Jordan, I would say to the Liverpoolian people, probably Everton, Liverpool's the biggest, but worldwide, because United and Liverpool are global clubs, it'd probably be Liverpool
Okay,
United.
yeah,
but
fair enough.
but within their own city, I'd say probably Everton and Liverpool, because it's like a big divide, isn't there? But
sorry,
I think what's important
Go on,
is
Ben.
that we haven't actually touched on the game.
Sorry,
Yeah,
we haven't. Sorry, have we?
And as a Chelsea fan, I'm just going to stick
Just
out
let
there.
Ben finish his
I
point.
believe in.
Just let Ben.
Go on.
Ben didn't finish his point.
Oh, sorry, Ben.
I was just going to say one more thing.
Okay.
Then we'll talk about the actual game. But what I was going to say is, you were saying it's City and United in terms of like are the biggest rivals. Like we said, United and Liverpool, but to some City fans, especially recently, I know some of them who dislike Liverpool more than United now.
Because they're the main rivals for the league.
Yeah.
I think the thing is that other than in recent history, like the last season or two, over the past 10 years-ish, let's say 8 years, over the past 8 years since City won the title, City know that when United come, it's an easy 3 points.
Has it been this season?
Okay, right.
Until
we-
the last couple of seasons where United have found that extra gear against City.
Yeah. Anyway, do you want to talk about the game now?
Yeah, sorry,
I'll do it
Chelsea
for it.
beat City.
I'm a Chelsea fan, so I'll say what I want to say first.
Okay.
Southampton are 3-0 up.
All
They
right,
are.
get game over, definitely.
They are. Yeah. So, as a Chelsea fan, it's a huge 3 points. It's a huge 3 points. Lampard's done such a good job, and Gary Cahill should have done so much better there. Sorry. It was set up for him so well. Oh dear. But yeah, it's a big 3 points, and it puts us in a good position. I think if Leicester don't start picking up, then I think that we could take their spot.
Yes.
I think Pulisic played well.
I like
Willian
Pulisic.
scored a great penalty. Pulisic could have scored a couple, and ultimately something that doesn't get talked about enough is how poor Benjamin Mendy is.
Yeah, I agree. He's another
Benjamin Mendy's not poor, isn't he?
He should be.
No.
He
You're
should be no
joking.
more than City's admin on their Twitter. He goes around like he's when they won the treble, he was going around with all the clubs, acting as if he's played the biggest part when he's been injured. Yes, I agree. We haven't seen enough of him because of his injury. But what we have seen of him, he's been a donkey.
Oh, no, I like
mean,
him.
I wouldn't
think
go
he's a
that
great
far.
athlete.
Is against
I like
Chelsea. Against Chelsea to let Pulisic away like that was so poor.
That's basic football. I can't believe he did that. That is
Either stay tight to your man or stick your foot in properly enough to take him down. Do what you've got to do for the team. Not some half-hearted attempt. Anybody could have skipped over that. Even I bloody could have skipped over that. It was absolutely dog shite.
Yeah, he's a donkey.
It was so poor. I agree that he's not been at his best since he's been injured. Everything I've seen of him has been a bit of a mistake or a bit clumsy.
Clumsy shithouse.
But I think, I think that anybody in the world could have defended that better than him because it was so poor.
Yeah.
It's just basic stuff. Stick by your man.
I would rather have Luke Shaw than Mendy.
I mean, take nothing away from the finish from Pulisic. Don't get me wrong, it's a great finish and a brilliant counter-attacking goal.
He's done well since he's come back.
But what the hell? What the hell kind of defending is that?
I know, and then Zinchenko comes on, he's dog shit as well. Yeah,
I mean, it's not like it should bother me as a Chelsea fan. I should be like, oh yeah.
You should be happy, yeah?
I want to be neutral. I want to turn around and say, yeah, fair enough. You know, De Bruyne scored one of the best free kicks I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Rashford against Chelsea.
I think it was better. I think Ward-Prowse
is better than Rashford.
Ward-Prowse's the other day, yesterday was probably better, but he did have a lot of space.
It wasn't better than De Bruyne's.
I think the only thing about De Bruyne
You thought Ward-Prowse's was better than Kevin De Bruyne's free kick.
I think Ward-Prowse takes free kicks like David Beckham. I like Ward.
No, he does, but there's no way his free kick was better than De Bruyne's.
I just don't get how a goalkeeper who is arguably more to the side oh god, I don't even know. Kepa.
Yeah.
Got how De Bruyne got through, but it was about as top corner as it could possibly get. It's one of the best
no keeper in the
I've ever
world
seen.
saving
I'm
that.
just saying, I think that Ward-Prowse is an excellent set piece taker.
I don't disagree, but I think De Bruyne's free kick was better than Ward-Prowse's.
It was
It's a big result for Chelsea, but on Wednesday you've got West Ham away. Now you would suspect to win that game, but West Ham.
It's a derby, isn't it?
West Ham.
Well, I don't see that as a derby. West Ham is shit.
West Ham need the points.
Tottenham's a derby.
I don't think
West Ham's a
it
day
will
out.
be an easy game, but
That's like saying, oh, it's QPR a derby. Well, geographically it is, but in terms of importance, fuck me.
How about Fulham?
Oh yeah, well that's right down the road, isn't it? Milivojevic should have done so much better there.
yeah, like I was saying,
I reckon Burnley are going to take this game, because Palace have been pretty wasteful.
Burnley.
Yeah.
They've been pretty
Right, are we
tough.
ready to move on?
Oh, I just want to say
Oh, sorry, Ben.
it was a huge win for Chelsea, like massive.
Yes.
In terms of the top four hopes, but if we can win tomorrow, another tough game for us, especially Brighton. They've found form.
Yeah.
But
And Brighton have beaten us at the Amex quite a bit as well.
They have, yeah.
Twice.
I just think if we can win tomorrow, that puts a little bit more added pressure on Chelsea to win the following day. And yes, I expect a Chelsea win. But West Ham away, yes, they need the points. And I do expect a Chelsea win, like I said, but I don't think it will be a walk in the park. But
Really? I think they'll put them to the sword.
No,
I wouldn't say that. I think it'll be a close game. Don't get me wrong, I think Chelsea will win. But, you know,
yeah, that's what
it won't be a demolition.
Okay.
But I think, like I said before, that's where the fans will be missed.
Right. Villa v Wolves next.
What a shit derby!
Good finish by Dendonka, though.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Shit derby.
Traore involved again.
Yes, I mean, Traore's just brilliant, isn't he?
A very good player, Dendonka. Doesn't get a lot of... Ashley Westwood is... Burnley have just scored. Ashley Westwood's corner, Ben Mee.
Oh, right.
4-0. Northampton 4-0.
4-0, okay. Definitely
That's
is
a
game
bit of a
over now.
drop.
There's no doubt about that.
And Exeter did have a man sent off drawn while you were gone.
Yeah, red card.
Yeah. So Ashley
Dean
Westwood,
Moxey.
formerly of Crew, Ashley Westwood. Oh my god, it's a brilliant header by Ben Mee.
Wow.
Diving header almost, yeah.
Fucking hell, I just had to put myself on mute. I had a tickle in my throat. Get coughing. But anyway.
That's a brilliant free kick. I don't know whether Gaita should do a little bit more. He gets quite a good bit of a connection on it, but it's a brilliant free kick and a brilliant header.
Right.
What were we saying? What were we saying?
Yeah, I mean, so this was really a must-win game for Villa, or one of them. Would you agree?
I agree. Like I said before, Villa. We spoke quite a lot about Villa before.
Yeah, we won't go too much about them.
Granted, we didn't speak about this game, but I don't think a lot needs to be said, really.
No.
I mean, they were dog shit again. Like, I don't see any hope. Like you said, I think that was a must-win game. But again, I go back to the fans. Obviously, that was a derby. If they got the win, just said, the place would have been bouncing. And the fans can either lift the team or capitulate a team. And I get that it could turn hostile if the fans were there. But like Joe had said before, especially at the bottom, I don't think it does anything but good for the bottom teams having the fans there.
No. And yeah, I mean, yeah, Villa, I mean, it's hard to see where they're going to go from here, to be honest. And, do you know, I actually thought that when I was looking at, I thought it'd be a Wolves thrashing, you know, but no.
Well, Wolves were slow to get going. I don't know if you watched the game.
I saw it on Match of the Day, yeah.
They were slow to get going, but once they found their passage of play, their style of play,
Yes.
they just, you couldn't see anything but a Wolves win, and I think that's another club, and I just have a feeling they'll go up and up and up.
Yeah. Okay, right, ready to move on?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, Watford v Southampton.
Didn't
I saw the second half.
Yeah.
I thought Southampton were excellent, and Danny Ings, what a player he's been this
Such
year.
a great player for them, isn't he, when he's fit and firing?
Yeah. One thing I will say, I didn't watch it. I was watching the FA Cup, but on Danny Ings, like you said, when he's fit, he's been a great player for them, a great buy.
He's class. He could have been in Liverpool's first 11 if they hadn't have had to buy Mane and that, if he'd have stayed fit. He's a very good player.
Yeah, I agree. And if he stays fit, I can't see anything but an England cooler.
I think he deserves that.
Yeah, of course he does. He defines determination because he's come back from so many potentially career-ending injuries, and I think that's a testament to his character. We're now seeing his best football, and if you take away the top 6, okay, Leicester aren't regarded as top 6, a top 6 team, but if you take away Leicester, I think Ings is the best striker in the league. If you take away the top 6 strikers, maybe Vardy and Jimenez, if you take away them, I think Ings is the best striker in the league.
Yeah.
Oh, well, you got Aguero as well, haven't you?
What's that?
You've got, you mean outside of the top 6?
Yeah. That's what I meant, yeah.
And James Ward-Prowse, another player who's doing well for Southampton again.
Yeah, well, it was 3-1, wasn't it? And,
it was, yeah.
A little reprieve at 2-1, but then Foster made a mistake as well.
Yeah, would you be concerned for Watford now, the way they've been going?
No,
I think you've got to be a bit, because they're only a point off.
Yeah, one thing I will say is I agree with what you just said, Sam. I think you do have to be a bit concerned, and you can't be complacent. But I still think they'll be alright. Like, Nigel Pearson has proven he can keep teams up time again, and I think they'll be fine. But they do have to be careful and not get complacent. And I suppose it depends who they have left to play.
Yeah.
As well as other teams below them.
Right. And I think that's all the Premier League games done, I'm pretty sure.
Northampton are up with a 4-0 win.
Scotty Pollock will be playing in League
Right, well that's great news for them. So that'll be Northampton going to League One.
Yep.
Brilliant, excellent. Yeah. Oh yeah, and yeah. So it had a bit of everything. Had a red card, had lots of goals. So yeah. Oh right, and so they're back in League One after just a 2-year absence. So. Oh right, okay.
From hashtag, yeah.
Chris Wilder was the manager there, wasn't he?
Yes, he was. Before he went to Sheffield, yeah. It's Keith what's it now? I can't remember his last name.
I don't
know.
I don't know if you agree. You'll probably think it's me being biased as a United fan. But what Klopp has done is phenomenal. But just on Chris Wilder, I think if he gets nominated for Manager of the Year, he should win it. You know, he's took them from League One all the way to the Premier League, potentially European football next season. and they were in the quarterfinals of the FA Cup. Klopp has done amazing this season, don't get me wrong, but I'm sorry, if he's nominated for it, you cannot not give it to him, he deserves it.
What is this about Chris Wilder?
Yeah.
Yeah, see, he has done a good job, but I don't think he would win Manager of the Month just because it's been 30 years since Liverpool won a title. So
No. Not the month, will it? Of the year.
Well,
Oh,
it's Manager of the Year, mate.
sorry, manager of the year or season or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
You said Manager of the Month.
Yeah. Sorry. Right. That's all the. We missed out the Merseyside derby, but that was a drab game, so not much to say about
It
that.
was ages ago. That.
Yep.
That was ages ago.
Yeah.
We never did, we?
Oh God, hang on. Wait, 21st of June. So that was.
No, we didn't. We're only on about the games from the 23rd onwards.
Oh, hang on. Where? Right, hang on.
It's alright, well, don't stress your head about it.
No, not stress. No.
We never talked about Man City, Burnley. Huh?
Oh no.
Oh, well, it's gone now.
Yeah, not much to say anything, but City thrashing anyway. So.
Yeah, that's it, really. Nothing else to say.
Mahrez, world class. Foden's going to be great.
Definitely.
Yeah,
Mahrez's goal was phenomenal, wasn't it?
yeah, Mahrez is unbelievable. To this
I
day,
can't help but like him because of his Leicester days.
To this day, I still don't know why we
Getting better and better as well.
Yeah,
He's one of my favourite players because he was at Leicester and I just like.
yeah.
Right.
Do you want to cover the FA Cup or not?
Yes. Yeah.
We've been doing this.
I'd
we've
like
been
to do
doing
the
this
FA
for,
Cup games.
For about 2 hours now. So I don't know what we're doing.
Well,
Well,
We can just quickly do
yeah.
it.
If we're quick, yeah, and we'll try to be quick. So, right. So it wasn't just the Premier League. The Emirates FA Cup also came back as well. And the first game was Sheffield United v Arsenal.
no, it wasn't. It was United v
It was United. You did the bloody pre-match.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. I think I think I must be drunk. I'm losing it a
To be
bit.
fair, I don't know what the point of doing the FA Cup games is because they were all fucking boring.
Well,
we could talk about the draw if you want.
I think the draw is important.
Oh right. Okay. Right. Yeah. Well, that's.
Man City and Arsenal and Chelsea.
And maybe just run through the scores, Will, in case some people don't know. the
Okay,
scores.
right. So
2-1,
Arsenal beat Sheffield United 2-1. Chelsea knocked Leicester out with 1-0. City beat Newcastle United 2-0. And Manchester United beat Norwich City by 2-1. There you go.
United were shit. Let's just say that United were awful.
In the
Yeah,
first
they were.
half, but one thing Gordon that were brought off, I think they improved.
No, I think Norwich was still better because Norwich came at United more in the second half. That's how they...
Yeah, they were better, but we still got the win. That's all.
Yep, that's all that matters.
It was very, very harsh, wasn't it? Very harsh on Norwich.
That's football, though. You win some, you lose some.
Yep.
Exactly. I just hope they don't get disheartened by it because they
Well,
played well.
If I think they're all but relegated now, at least for the last 7 or 6 games which they have left. If they could use that performance as a platform to build on, then just maybe you might have a glimmer of hope.
All right, okay. Let's leave it at that then for this week. But let's say then, what do you think what have we all learned from this week of games?
I think obviously, I'm glad I haven't done the streams for ages, so I haven't had a chance to say this, but I'm glad the Premier League's back, as are everyone. But I think a key factor in all the games, really. Yes, there's been 2 or 3 that have started well, but I think
Yeah, a lot of the teams are still rusty, aren't they?
As a recurring theme, the second half of games is a lot more exciting and open than the first half of games. I think I would have thought it would be the opposite way round, as like fatigue would have set in, but no, it's been in the first half has been the slower of the 2 halves.
Yes, and just before we close as well, so Arsenal beat City, United beat Chelsea. Those are the semi-final ties to be played on the 18th of July. How do you think they are going to go?
Go on, United! I think we'll absolutely thrash
I think
Chelsea.
Ollie's gonna give.
No, I think it'll be another close game, I reckon.
Schooling again. No, I'm joking. I think Chelsea have found form. We're 14 games unbeaten.
It's going to be a tough game.
We have beat Chelsea 3 times this season, but it means nothing now. I mean, I think it'd be a close game. But
Yeah.
As a United fan, I'm hoping for the United v City final.
Yeah, we'll see.
How about you, George?
Hang on, Will
George?
was finishing his point, wasn't he?
No, I finished my points.
Okay, all I was going to say was that, it's no secret that we found form. I also think Chelsea have looked better than United and they've played better teams. Arguably City as well, who I thought were the best team that I'd seen out of all of them. I think, it's tough to call, isn't it? At the end of the day, it all comes down to the day.
Yeah,
I wouldn't want to call it. I wouldn't want to call it.
Yeah.
Because form would say close game, but Chelsea win. But I don't think United haven't had a big test yet.
No.
To me. So in which case you can't really say where they are.
No.
Where,
And I think Brighton on Tuesday is the first big test, I would say.
We are the top.
Yeah, Brighton are United's bogey team, aren't they?
Yeah, well, they have beaten us a couple of times, but although I think it'd be a tough game, I think we'll carry on our unbeaten. I don't know if we'll win. I'm hoping for a win, obviously, but I think we'll carry on unbeaten run. Just before we go, if you want to do the game tomorrow, I can't. I've got plans tomorrow. So
what's on tomorrow?
United
v Brighton.
Oh, that's on tomorrow, is it?
Yeah.
So I can't do the game tomorrow, but
okay, that's fine, mate. Sam, are you available for that one tomorrow? So last minute.
You talking to me?
Yes. Are you you available tomorrow?
Yeah, I can. What time's the game?
Right.
Oh, I can do it. Well, yeah, I can do
I'll
it.
do it as well.
Okie dokie.
Yeah.
Right. So, thank you to Ben Carney. Thank you to JLIWheels. And Sam Taylor, thank you for your company, boys. It's been a good one.
Yeah, it's been good.
We have we did go off topic a little bit. But
it's just progress.
yeah, I think it's been a good. I think it really has been a good one. Really always enjoy doing the show with you.
Yeah.
So and just a final thing before we go. I saw something that come up. Leicester are going to have a local lockdown, so I wonder where that will leave Leicester City, because they've still got 3 games to play at home, and if Leicester the local lockdown due to the virus surging, so but
I did think about that, to be fair. Maybe they'll have to play. Maybe
They've still
they'll
got
have to
play,
play
haven't
their home games on
Yeah.
neutral grounds or something.
so yeah, I guess they would play either away or a place like Wembley or something. I don't know, but Brendan Rodgers said that on the possibility that they'd be able to adapt, so we'll just have to wait and see. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Thank you Ben, Sam,
Cheers,
and
Ben.
JLIWheels. Thank you very much again. Me.
Thank you, Lightningboy on YouTube.
Thank you very much. And if you want to, you can join me, JLIWheels, and Sam tomorrow. Kickoff is at 8:15, so if we say 7 till 8 again for United v Brighton, and that'll be a good one, and United's first big test.
For the feistiest football channel in the land, tune in again tomorrow.
Feisty? You and Will are a bunch of pussies.
Oh, there we go.
Well, you know what I'm going to say. If you want to like, share, comment, and subscribe to the Lightningboy YouTube channel, and from all of us here, goodbye.
See you later.
What are you waiting
Bye-bye.
for, people? Comment, like, subscribe. Come on.
You're clever than that, Sam. Are we clear or what?